Richard M Knittle Jr., poet, author, and talk show host. Today, I'm going to read something that's very dear to me about addiction. And then I actually wrote this particular piece in two different sections. They were two separate poems, but they actually go together. It's the way I like to write a lot of things, actually. Of course, you know my work, then you know that I write very long poems, sometimes a little too long, I guess, for some people. So, but this one I wrote for a writer's mom just one night because she truly is an addict. I mean, in every sense of the form. I guess I am a functioning addict, meaning I could go to work. People don't even know if I'm high or not half the time. And it works. It's not that we're any better or any worse. We're still addicts, but we are able to. It doesn't control us like it does a regular addict. If that makes any sense. Addiction is destroying everything that we know today. This is my two-part addiction poem, told in both views. As a former addict myself and a family member who has felt the pain and seen with my own eyes the destruction that the addiction causes. And believe me, it causes more than you can even imagine. Not only is the addict destroying their life, pretty much destroying who they were and used to be, but anybody around them becomes involved or in contact with that person is hurt and destroyed themselves. Whole families are taken apart. And I believe in America right now, that's our problem, is addiction. And I don't think the government's doing enough about it. I'm not going to go into my reasons why, because then I'll sound like a conspiracist and the government just shoots you down looking like you're crazy. Albeit, they did make or invent most of the drugs that are on the streets today. Just so everybody knows that. The government has done some crazy stuff, and I don't understand quite why. I mean, I do, but I don't. I believe it's all about greed. I believe in this day and age that the government can come up, and they probably already have. I mean, for Christ's sake, for people on opiates, if you OD with heroin or even opiates, you get this little shot, and you're alive and awake and not high. It stops the addiction right there. It stops the high. Why can't they do that for everything? Why are they giving? I mean, for addiction, come on, folks. Why are they giving out drugs to an addict? So you go from heroin to methadone. Now you're addicted to methadone. I mean, come on. In fact, it gets so bad that they're using both. If they can't have one, they'll get the other. I mean, does that make any sense? Trading one addiction for another does not make any sense to me. That is the most lamest. I mean, come on, government, get your act together. You're destroying our own people because you don't want to fix what you broke, because you don't want to admit it. You did it. Anyway, sorry, man. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent like that, but that happens sometimes. So, addiction, like I said, and this one's called Living Your Life in the Darkness. And this is as a family member watching an addict destroy themselves. And actually, yeah, both poems together is called Living Your Life as an Addict, but really, part one is coming up here in a minute. I'm having a little technical difficulties, as always. Sorry, I had to scream there because I shouldn't be driving. I'm not really driving. Yeah, I really am. Anyway, okay, so this might not happen because I'm going to have to start this whole thing over again or dub it or something. Wow, come on. Really? Maybe I don't have internet right here. I probably don't. That's a cop behind me, so I'm putting it down. Anyway, so, I mean, that's where we're at. I will continue to keep talking while we're driving because I'm driving down some back roads here. I don't even know where the hell I'm at. To be honest with you, that's usually what happens. No, I'm not on anything. Although it seemed like I would be. I mean, I'm kind of lost. But, here in Texas, You have some wide open spaces, and here we go. All right, the first part is called Married to Your Addiction, part 1 of 2. Living your life in the darkness, always running away from the light. For the evils of addiction has taken you far away from the fight. I miss you so much in who you used to be. Such a loving and caring person that I no longer ever get to see. All the love and affection that we once shared has been taken by your hurtful lies. As you're now married to your addiction, I can see it in your bloodshot eyes. All the late nights that I stayed up and worried if you were dead or sitting in jail, waiting for a phone call for the devil who is now waiting for you in hell. Maybe one day you will know just how much that I loved you, and I tried everything that I could. But I have no more fight inside my heart or soul, so I need to leave you and your addiction for good. Don't think that I don't still love you, because I still cry when we hear our song. But I cannot keep you from falling anymore, for I'm no longer all that strong. Always remember that I loved you, and I will remember a time when you loved me. But I would rather remember the old you and not the person that I now see. And I think, wow, that brings a lot of painful memories to me, because I remember when I wrote it with tears and snot coming down my eyes. And as a poet, you know how you relive your emotions through your poems, and that's why we write. So the next one is called Just a Fool, part 2. I was broke and all alone. I destroyed my family and lost my home. On my knees with no sleep, for addiction filled my soul too deep. I lost my job and my car, but it's okay, I'll steal another, it's not too far. I'll do anything just to get high. Rob, rape, that's no lie. No, I do not care if I needed more. For just $5, I'll be your whore. I stole her money, and I beat that girl for $10 and all her pills. Robbed a store for 50 greens. A bag of dope now filled my dreams. I smoked a bowl that I rolled. Mine now twisted, spinning, out of control. There's no turning back, it's now my fate. I sold my soul, now it's too late. On the street, in some ditch, I'm laying here dying. Isn't that a bitch? I overdosed, and now here I lay. Too late for me. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I messed that up. I overdosed, and here I lay, wishing now that I could go back to some better days. Too late for me, but not for you. So listen to your parents and stay in school. Just say no when they ask, or you'll end up just like me, just a fool. And again, those were 2 separate poems that I read at two different times in my life, not too far apart. I've only been writing for 5 years, mind you, but they went together. I mean, because people got to understand that unless you've been an addict, you don't know. I totally, in my heart, believe, okay, counselors are great for addiction and rehabs. If, even if they've never been an addict, they're good. They're smart people. They got their, degree or whatever. You went to school. That's great. Kudos to them. But you just don't know unless you've been an addict, unless you've been on the streets, unless you've seen what I've seen. It's a very sad situation out there, because people are just they're addicted to this medication, to drugs. And it could be street drugs, it could whatever, methamphetamines. Okay, you know what? Methamphetamines, and I will argue with this to the very day I die, is the same stuff that we legally give our children that tastes like candy, called Ritalin. I mean, seriously. Right on that bottle it says amphetamine. You talk to anybody, they'll be like, oh, that's different though. It ain't any different. It's made with cleaner drugs, that's all. It ain't any better or any worse. It's made in a pharmacy. One of the big five is destroying this world today. Pharma, cotton, tobacco, lumber. I mean, those guys are the ones that destroyed and lied about marijuana. But you got to remember, back then, I mean, when this happened, they were the same people that got voted in. They owned all the big people that have made America great, that built America, that got rich off of people's slavery, off their sweat of their back and the blood and everything else. They didn't care. They were the government at that time, passing the laws. There ain't nobody could stop them. What are you going to do? Come on. Anyway, we're not going to get into that, because that's when we start getting into the whole conspiracy. And like I said, it's not a conspiracy. And if you just open your eyes and see, they're lying to you every single day, people. You got to open your eyes and see what is going on. America is not home of the brave, land of the free, and home of the brave. Are you kidding me? Maybe, don't get me wrong, I served. I got 3 honorable discharges, 2 from the Navy, 1 from the Army. The men in arms are people with the soldiers and protecting this country. They're only following orders. They are heroes, every single one of them, no matter what war it was or what they do. If that's not who I'm talking about. We have more laws passed every single day. Why? Money. Not for your safety, not for anybody's safety, for money. The more laws that they have, the more cops that they can hire, the more judges they can get in there, the more attorneys get jobs, the more government you get, the more laws that they pass, the more they can stop you, because you will screw up, because I guarantee you don't know every single law in the book. They just sit there and wait and collect. That's all. It ain't about public safety. It ain't about anything. That is, if you think that's free, then you're crazier than I am. Because that is not freedom to me. I'm sorry, people, but I just tell the truth, and that's all I'm going to do, and I will keep continuing to do that. In my opinion, though. And if I'm wrong, I would love somebody to show me. And don't just say because I said so, or because they said this, or because I don't want to hear that. You show me proof. And I'll digress. But you won't show me proof. You cannot. Because what I say is the truth. The government just hides it and lies it. I always say that you want to stop corruption and drugs. You want to stop all the thievery and all the lying. Then stop your government. Because the feds are the thugs. Every one of them. They trample on our rights every single day. This Homeland Security was their way of just pulling their rights right out of us. Homeland Security, 911, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it was a conspiracy. I don't know if it wasn't a conspiracy. All I know is we're not free people after that. That we are more controlled than ever. They know where we're at. They know what we do. They know what we eat. They know, every single thing about your life, they know. Oh, I guarantee they know my name. The bigger I get, the more people that are listening, the more afraid they become of me, the more a threat I become. So if I ever disappear or I'm off the radio or put in jail, you know why. That's exactly what the reason is. I'm not like, looking around the corner. It is what it is. I'm just saying that if you look back through our history, great people that started talking and breaking waves and just, not wanting to follow through what the government wants you to do, they usually end up gone or disappeared or dead or in jail, or you just don't know what happened to them. Aliens picked them up, I guess. But that's a fact. Anyway, so that was my poem for today. This is my very first podcast. I really hope you guys loved it. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm sitting here in the car, driving down the street, taping this podcast in the backwoods of North Texas, y'all. I want to give a shout out to the Rams. Yes, baby. Beating Dallas, just like I predicted. I'm sorry, I am from Los Angeles, though I do live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But, you know, you got to remember, we did not have a football team for 20 years. And I always watched the Rams back when I was a kid, and I remember that quite clear. I was very sad when they left. I'm glad they're back, and I'm glad they're doing well. And Dallas fan, I love Dallas too. I love the Cowboys; they're great. But I got to go with my home team. I'm not one of those people that pick and choose whoever's winning. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be Dallas. Look, go Dallas. You suck, Rams. You lost. No. I love it. I love my Texas teams, and I love my California teams too, just alike. That's it for me, folks. You have a good one. Then remember, let poetry fill your heart and soul. Because man, I screwed that up again. Anyway, everybody I love poetry. It's my life and soul. It's what I do. I breathe it. I eat it. I drink it. And you can ask anybody around me. When I get in an argument, I start sounding like I'm having a rap out or something. But I do love poetry because I can express myself. You know, I can. And I live my life every single day, one piece of poetry at a time. And I will continue to do that for as long as I can. You know, the words are still flowing, so I guess I'm still writing. As I've always told people, and we'll talk about this on another show, that God gave me a gift 5 years ago, and I know how to use it, and I'm running with it. And I think that's why I've stayed blessed with words, and I've had a lot of inspiration from a lot of people, and I got to thank everybody. So, peace out.